What's up guys, Dan here from the Elite 4 crew, and we are back with our Week 2 APA Season 3 battle against Ben, fellow commissioner of the league, GeneralTarheel, and his Charlotte Charizards. Now, Ben is one of the better battlers in the league. He's one of the best battlers I know, despite any salts that comes out of his mouth from time to time. He's a really cool guy, and it's going to be I was really excited for this match because his team is probably the best in the league. I know it wasn't in my top 3 on the commissioner's best draft thing that we did, but looking at the 6-1s that he's got on the screen, like, that is just scary. I think that was why I didn't put it in my top 3, just because it was mainly the 6-1s that are like the kind of the big threats, and the other ones less so compared to other teams. But these 6-1s, they're just ridiculous. They're just ridiculously scary. So we had to try and build a team to try and counter it. So we didn't bring Mega Lopunny just because Landorus is like ready-made, 100% like Rocky Helmet variant. I imagined going into this. So that's why we didn't bring Mega Lopunny. I thought maybe he might try and over prep for it, and so if I don't bring it, it might be under prep for something else. So in terms of the things that I was really worried about, Mega Charizard X, so Dragon Dancing. I have a good answer to it in Regirock, but I was expecting, like, you know, Will-O-Wisp, so that Regirock becomes a check, but it's not a counter anymore. Cobalion, I was really worried about. Scarf Cobalion. Oh no, not even Scarf Cobalion. I think we were looking at Z. I was looking at Z Cobalion, Steelium Z, Swords Dance variant, which just completely would sweep my team. A +2, he would sweep my team. A +2 Corkscrew Crash, I think almost took out my Latias, so that was the one I was really worried about. Did I say Corkscrew Smash? I don't know, whatever it is. And Greninja. Toxapex was obviously difficult because I was like, it's so fat, it's so annoying. Regenerator as well. It's something that I had to worry about. But Greninja, with not having Mega Lopunny, I was hoping that it wouldn't come because of Mega Lopunny. But unfortunately, he did bring it. So I did have nothing to outspeed it. I think we crept. Did we creep it with Gengar? No. We crept it with Talonflame. And then I suddenly remembered during the battle about Water Shuriken. And I was like, well, I can't bring in... I was like, Talonflame speed creeping Greninja is irrelevant because of Water Shuriken. But anyway, so we basically we've got like an offensive Soldew Latias, which is one of my favourite sets. It just hits so damn hard, with Calm Mind as well. Regirock, fully defensive, just to deal with Mega Charizard X. Rotom Mow was just a regular, I think it was Margot Berry. It was a Margot Berry, kind of bulky, mixed split defensive, just kind of help deal with everything a little bit. There are a lot of things that have like U-turn. He's got a lot of U-turn and poison gunk shot from Greninja on his team that does kind of threaten Rotom, but I needed the electric typing for Toxapex really. Sylveon was a specially defensive set, especially defensive to kind of help deal with Togekiss, maybe a little bit of Greninja. U-turn and gunk shot was something that I was really worried about going into this. And then Gengar was just a Life Orb, offensive Life Orb with Destiny Bond, I think, just in case. I don't know, because we didn't really have a fourth move to go with, so we just went Destiny Bond. And Talonflame was a Sky Strike, Z Flying Talonflame with Swords Dance, Flare Blitz, and I think U-turn, maybe not even U-turn. I can't remember what the last one is, but and Brave Bird, Flare Blitz. I don't know. Anyway, I've said it. Whatever. But anyway, we may as well head into this. I haven't like pre-recorded this, so it's going to be quite fast. which is my only concern. But I am just going to kind of try my best to basically go into it. So thinking he was probably going to lead Landorus, I thought I would lead Rotom. Just so that we can, because Rotom did have HP Ice. That was it. He had HP Ice. That was the last move on Talonflame as well. HP Ice. That was it. A little bit of tech. So I thought I'd lead Rotom, and then we can try and play it. Start off quite aggressively and see how we can get on. So I was predicting the Landorus lead. We're just going to head into this now. Challenged by Pokemon trainer Ben. But instead of leading the Landorus, he led the Charizard. As you're about to see. He led the Charizard. So I'm sort of thinking, right, do I predict Landorus and go HPI? So that's what I went. I went Big Balls straight away. And he stays in and Mega Evolves. Which I was pretty worried about. I thought maybe he would Will-O-Wisp, predicting me to switch into Regirock. But he just goes straight out Dragon Claw. Straight out Dragon Claw. I think I didn't HPS. I think I discharged, yeah. Because I think I was expecting him to predict me to go into Regirock. So I was like, I'm just going to see if I can snag a power. I couldn't, unfortunately. Now, I would switch out into Regirock this time. I'll switch out into Regirock this time. Just as a safe option. Yeah, he goes Dragon Claw, which does a big fat nothing to Regirock. Now, I did want to... I was tempted to try and get my rocks up here. But he withdrew. He withdrew going into Crazy Frog, Greninja. Maybe expecting me to go for like, I don't know. But I doubled out into Gengar. Making an aggressive play. Predicting he'd switch out, but not sure what into. Unfortunately, we can't stay in with Gengar, so we do have to go out. And I think we go out into Sylveon here. No, we go into Latias. Now, this was bold, because I was like, nah, he's not going to Dark Pulse. I was like, he's going to Hydro Pump. He's going to Hydro Pump. So that was a really nice read from us. Unfortunately, it still did quite a big chunk. But I knew we couldn't stay in now with Dark Pulse looming. So I went into Sylveon. Expecting this Dark Pulse coming in. And did it. Yeah, did the Dark Pulse. And so I knew that he'd switch out at this point. I was worried about Gunk Shot, but I thought he'd switch out. But I was just trying to get as much life or recoil off on him as possible. Because this thing is a problem. So I can't outspeed it. So he withdrew. And I think I just went for a Wish. I might have gone straight up Hyper Voice. Yeah, I went for a Wish. Just try and keep things healthy. I wanted to try and keep things healthy. So with Toxapex in here, and with the Wish up, I knew I could switch into Rotom pretty comfortably. So that's what I did. I switched into Rotom. So we could get our health back a little bit. As he goes for a Toxic, which is fine. I'd rather Rotom get Toxic than Sylveon. So we get Toxic, and then the Wish comes in. And now at this point, I think I just went for I wanted to go for a Volt Switch. I also wanted to predict the Landorus to come in. And that's what I did. But unfortunately, he switched into the Charizard, expecting that, as I went for the HP Ice. And now this time, I remember I was laughing at this, because I was like, he made me look a fool. Because I was like, right, now I'm going to go Discharge. And he withdrew. He withdrew and went into the Landorus. So literally laughing in my face there, Ben, out predicting me there, yeah, he made a fool of me. Now I didn't really want to take a U-turn. The toxic damage was totting up, so I did want to switch out. But he made a nice double here. I think he made a nice double back into Hammer, which is the Toxapex. Knowing that I wouldn't go for a Volt Switch or something, I just switched out into Regirock. So a really nice double from him. And I was worried about, at this point, that he was going to start like putting Toxic Spikes down. I mean, I have Gengar to soak them up. But it was something that I thought he might try and go for. So I just switched out, went into Rotom, thinking if he does go for a Toxic, then it's fine. But he pulled another double and gets his Greninja in. And now Greninja, again, Gunk Shot was something that I was worried about. But the thing is, Gunk Shot killed Rotom, and it would have killed Sylveon. But I did have, so I had to keep Rotom alive for Toxapex. Keep calling it Marini, and the Gunk Shot comes in. He does hit it, and this I live on one. That's it. I lived on one, and I was just like shit. I was like, oh my god, I lived on one. But I was like, okay, I have to sack Sylveon here. He just went for a Dark Pulse, exactly. I couldn't switch into anything else. I couldn't switch into anything else, really. I knew that he wouldn't Gunk Shot again. But I just had to sack Sylveon. So Sylveon went down at this point. And we send in Latias. Now, we are bluffing a Colbur Berry right now. We're bluffing a Colbur Berry. As he withdraws, fearing a Colbur Berry or maybe like a Scarf or something. And goes into Togekiss, maybe predicting a Draco. As we just roost. I want to keep Latias healthy. Because we do need it to take on Cobalion. So we did just roost up. And I think I just switched out, yeah. I switched out into, I think, Regirock. Yeah, went into Regirock because I knew I could take anything that he wanted to throw, really. He doubles again. He doubles again, and I really wanted to get my rocks up at this point. And at this point, I thought we would trade our rocks here. Now, this is really important to the game because it's at this point. At this point, I didn't know what Landorus's item was. I'd not seen it, really. I'd not seen it do anything. So I didn't stay in because I feared an Earthquake. Or I feared a Swords Dance. And he went for a U-turn. And that's at this point that I'm thinking maybe he's Scarfed. He pops my Margot Berry, so we get back up a little bit healthier, which is nice. And it's at this point I'm thinking, you know, he's a potential Scarfer here. I was worried about Swords Dance, but just U-turning out there, I mean, it's a safe play, but I don't know. I wanted to... I was worried about it. I was worried about it being Scarf. So I didn't want to let Rotom take any more damage there, so I switched out and go straight back into Regirock as he goes for a Flare Blitz. So I'm really glad with that switch. I expected him to go straight forward and just try and attack there, as he did. It takes a bit of recoil damage, and he's getting a bit low now. He's getting almost about 50%. And now I really want to get my rocks up. Just because he's pulling so many switches, I had to get the rocks up. He withdraws and goes into Landorus, I think. Boomy. Yeah, he goes into Landorus. All these names, man, they all seem the same to me. I can't get with it. But we just get our rocks up. And I think I predict him to do that as well. But I was worried about the Scarf. So I was like, I wasn't sure if he was going to have rocks. I was just very worried about him setting up on me. So again, no, he goes for a Stealth Rock. Now. This is really, really important. And it's something that I didn't notice at the time. I just went for a Stone Edge, trying to see how much damage it did, but I miss. Because it's me, I can't hit moves, it's true. Now he U-turns. And if I was paying attention, this would confirm that he's not Scarf. This would confirm that he's not a Scarf. But I wasn't paying attention. I won't lie. Because I wasn't live comming, I'm not as like on high gear as I maybe should be. We throw off a Stone Edge anyway against the incoming Toxapex, and it does like a decent chunk, but nothing that it's going to be worried about. So I'm going to switch out here and just go into Latias, I believe. No, I went to Rotom. Again, just worried about that Toxic. He went to throw off a Toxic. So he again pulls another double and goes into the Crazy Frog. Now, this thing is just such an issue. And I knew I had to sack something here. I think I end up just sacking Rotom. Yeah, he goes for Dark Pulse. And now this... That was a roll. Because I pressed Discharge here, and if I lived... Because, you know, he predicted me switching out, maybe. But if I lived, different game. I go Latias here, again, bluffing this Colbur Berry, and I'm thinking, fuck it, I'm Calm Minding. He switches into his Togekiss. Takes 25%. And I went for a Psychic. I went for a Psychic. But, again, it's at this point that I think, fuck it. I'm in trouble, especially with Greninja, so I'm Calm Minding. So I'm going to +1, and I know that if I can get to +2, I can sweep. I can pretty much sweep his team. He goes for a Roost, because I thought he was going to Roost, so I go Calm Mind. I knew I could... He's not going to go for a Moonblast or Dazzling Gleam, whatever it is that this thing gets, I can't remember. But he withdraws. He's worried about Calm Mind as he goes Landorus. And I am now at +2 Calm Mind. As I'm about to reveal this Calm Mind here. I'm at +2. And in my head, I'm just thinking, shit, if he U-turns, then goes Greninja, then he can take me out. U-turn, Scarf U-turn. So I'm thinking, if he's Scarf, I can Roost, as I do here. See that he's not Scarf, as I should have known already. And unfortunately, a +2 Psychic with Soldew would have killed. We looked at the calcs afterwards, and it would have killed. But unfortunately, he wasn't Scarf. He did just U-turn, which takes me down to below half. And he can just U-turn into his Greninja. So, and Greninja knows that a Dark Pulse, even with a Cobra Berry, is going to take me out. Is going to take me out. He went for a Gunk Shot, actually. Which, okay, yeah, it takes me out anyway. I wasn't sure if that one was a crit. But, yeah, looking at the calcs afterwards, we did actually choke away that lead. And we're at a point now where... Oh, I just taken away his mon. We're at a point now where we have nothing that can outspeed this thing. So Hydromet comes in. I could have gone... I didn't want to go Talonflame because I wanted to try... Because Talonflame could still hurt things. Talonflame could still hurt things once this Greninja had gone. But I had to wait for Life Orb damage. I had to wait for Life Orb damage. I just realised I've still got thinking here. And I hoped that him killing Gengar would take me out with Life Orb. But it didn't. You see how much recoil it does here? He lives on like 1. And now I go into Fallout Boy. And just for style points... I actually go for the Z move here. Go for the Z move. Just because I thought he was going to Water Shuriken. And upon speaking to Ben afterwards, it turns out he didn't have Water Shuriken. So actually, we could have gone Talonflame every single time that Greninja was in, which really, really sucks because he didn't have Rock Slide for most of the game. So we do get a kill, so we're not getting 6-0'd, which is a nice little victory, I suppose. As he goes Landorus now, and we reveal the cool little tech that we had in HP Ice, and you see how much damage it does. It does like a fair amount. We did speak to Ben afterwards, and he did reveal that he was a Rocky Helmet. It's purely for this thing. He went for Rock Slides, and it hits, unfortunately, and that does take out Talonflame. So again, really rough game where we actually choked away a victory. As I say, +2 Psychic Soldier Latias would have swept. It would have swept. He did have Encore. I spoke to him afterwards, and he said he had Encore Togekiss because he was worried about Carmine. And I was like, okay, why didn't you stay in and do it? And I think he just panicked. He choked. And then I choked on his choke because he could have then encored me, and obviously I wouldn't be able to set up. Another bad prep that I had on my part is we had Psychic instead of Thunderbolt, because I could have Psychicked Togekiss, and if he lived, which I'm not sure if he would have done a +2. If he lived, then he could have encored me. And I killed him, and then he could have gone Greninja, obviously. Whereas if I had T-Bolt, it would have been super effective against both. But I think I was more just worried about actually being able to hit Landorus. So it's a tough one for sure to call, but it's a 5-0 loss, guys. We are 0-2 with a -9 differential, which really isn't a good start. It's not a good start. And unfortunately, I don't think it's going to get any better next week. We're playing Kyle A, and his team. We have just such a bad matchup against his team, but we'll try our best. We'll try and build a team that's going to help us win, and hopefully we can pull something out of the bag. I was really gutted after this game. Once we had a chat, and I realised that, oh no, I actually choked. I choked a 6-0 sweep with Latias. I choked it away, and it would have been so clutch. It would have been an amazing victory, but it wasn't to be. But we will bounce back. We'll bounce back. If not next week, maybe the week after. But we'll see. Make sure you go check out Ben's side of the battle video below. I'll put the link to his channel in the description. Go and check him out. Really cool guy. Really, really good battler, and really good. His content's amazing because he's really good at explaining kind of everything that he does. We're getting towards like a 20-minute video here, which is not what I wanted, so I'm just gonna... I don't know how I've done that, how I've made this 20 minutes long. Anyway, I'm gonna go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We are the Chelsea Cloysters. I think for Dan, and we'll see you next week. Peace.